What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the 84 Fade Podcast. I'm your host and your boy, Zach Lowry, straight out of Austin, Texas, baby. And I got my boy with me, big ones and twos. What's up, baby?
What's going on, man?
Shit, little technical difficulties just at the beginning of this. Couldn't figure out how to get this stream going. So
All good.
we are locked in. So we are missing one. I guess what is that? A third of 1/3? Would that be 1/3? 1/3 of us right now. But he's going to jump in a little bit later. But for the show today, we're going to go over the running backs. That and to be specific, I don't want nobody thinking this is my tier list. Anybody tuning in or whatnot?
You see what Robbie said? Can I call in?
Dial in.
You gotta watch the chat.
I don't know about you, but I'm a big Good Morning Football guy. I watch a lot of the on NFL Network, and so I know Adam Rink. I don't know Adam Rink. Anyways, he put out his running back tiers, and I figured we could go over his tiers because really a lot of the tiers a lot of the running backs in his tier, I feel like will fall kind of they fell in the same tiers that I was kind of sorting some of them in, but there were a few that I was like, bro, like what? I was like, why is this? So we'll go over the running back tiers. We'll start, and we're not gonna go over all of them. Obviously, we'll be here all night. We're gonna go over. We'll start with rounds 3 and 4, and then we'll work our way up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and hit the. I guess we'll start first with. Oops, there we go. The running back strategy. Now, when I was reading Adam's article, he talks about obviously you always got to pay attention to what league you're in, how many people are in it or whatnot. But the number one thing he says it was elite running backs. Is can you get your hands on an elite running back, and that would be in his tier 1 list of RB. So if you can get your hands on one of those, would you take one of the top tiers?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think in 2 different leagues, I've had Christian McCaffrey, like in back-to-back seasons, and he's been relatively healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like last year he was good, and like I think the year before that he was mostly good. But
the year before, the 2 years before that, he was back-to-back out for the season. I had him both years. I know.
Yeah. Like I mean, like we said before, we're not factoring injury potential into this, right? I mean, sometimes you got to with aging guys, but like.
Good point. That's a good point.
I'm not looking into the future and saying like, oh, okay, this guy's going to get you. I'm saying I'm drafting a guy as if he's going to be relatively
1,000 now. If that guy does have a like maybe an injury history, you would consider that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously,
that's what I'm saying. Like if he's age factors in, position factors in. If he's a fucking 39-year-old running back, I'm not going to draft him. You know what I mean?
Shit, I might.
But if he's 20, if he's 24 and he's in the prime of his career and he's coming off of, a fluky, freaky injury, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What was were you not going to draft like Tom Brady when he fucking ruptured his Achilles or ripped his knee? And
like
20 years ago. I mean, come on. It's stuff like that, right? You just gotta, but
so Brees is getting some love. Brees is getting some love in the chat. Yeah. We'll talk about him a little bit later. Obviously, I think he's going to be on the higher end of the tiers. But
I tell you what, if you got a top 5 pick, and you can get an elite running back, take him. If you're in the back of the draft, and and it's a snake draft per se, and you're in the back of the draft, and you can take 2 elite wide receivers, well, you might as well go do that. Sure. Don't reach for a lower tier guy. You can get him in the second and third.
And obviously. It all depends on how you feel about the guy. Most of your league could be down on one, and you could be like feeling good on him, right?
Exactly. If you take the chance, if you're the guy that feels solid about a dude, and you take the chance on that guy, then a lot of times, most are in the prime of his career.
I was just thinking, like my whole league probably doesn't feel like Ezekiel Elliott's cold, but like he's my guy. So like
my whole league is in this chat, so everything I say, they're going.
That's funny. Okay, so let's I put a couple of them of the running backs already up on a few of the tiers already, but let me pull up some of those tiers and then I'll share my screen. Or all right, hold on. Let me move us. Okay. All right. So
Who was that? Eckler, Robinson, and who's that?
that is Eckler, Robinson, and Tony Pollard for right
Tony
now. Hold
Pollard?
on. I got to move this over real quick, and then I will. There we go. Okay. Eckler, Tony Pollard, and Robinson for now. Yes. So, all right. So that was his tier 5 of guys. And there's plenty more, but I saved some so we could kind of go over them together. But those were the first three. And even at a tier 5, the first thing I noticed from when I was adding these guys in there, even at a tier 5, you're still getting somewhat of a starter like caliber, running back that you would think about starting if maybe injury wise, plug and play type thing. Tony Pollard is going to be the starting running back. Now that's up to you what you think about him or not, right? But I'm just saying the fact that he's still there, that's kind of a good idea.
I had him a couple years ago when he just like went
yam. I actually remember that. I actually remember that.
He had like a 7-8 week stretch where he just went insane.
He did indeed. All right, so on tier 5, he also added in and this is what kind of, this one right here is kind of a shock for me. Now I know he was hurt. I know he's had, and he's, to your point earlier, running back injury prone, but Nick Chubb. He had Nick Chubb up there, and in my thought, I was like, damn, I just kind of thought, based off of reputation, maybe he be up there a little bit higher. Oh, my bad. Hey, let me lower that, Robbie. So I guess from those 4 right there, would you feel comfortable as any of those as your starter? From those 4,
Robbie said, put him in the IR spot.
Let's right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, those are good lower tier guys, but I think they all have. I mean, probably flex play guys. You might. The Browns are just. I don't trust the Browns. You know what I mean? It's like the Browns are just the Browns. They got Deshaun Watson coming back. I mean,
but okay, so
isn't Chubb coming off of an injury, right?
He is, but like if you think about his past, though, I mean, he's always been a high-end fantasy option, correct? I mean, in 2022 he finished the running back 5, and in 2021 he finished running back 10. So he does have Jerome Ford there that could take away some of his touches, and considering he's hurt, so he's probably going to come along a little bit later in the year. But the fact that he's got that reputation in his background where he could be a bell cow, injuries happen all the time. Jerome Ford goes out. I mean, Nick Chubb, I'm just saying that I thought based off of reputation, I guess that's probably not something we should be going off of all the time, but you feel what I'm saying.
I just don't trust the Browns. I got to see some. He does get a lot of touches, so I might rank Chubb and Pollard slightly above the other two. I do think in Eckler, I mean, he's got all the talent in the world, but where is he? Is he still in? Where is he? I don't even know where he is. He's in
who?
Austin Eckler.
Oh, so there's the thing. He plays for I'm about to say the Redskins, but the Washington Commanders. Let me not put my foot in my mouth. The Washington Commanders now, but we
are live, so
he's also paired with right here
with
Brian Robinson.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, so you got 2 guys on that list can't touch the ball at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. See how that works out. Like, see how the new pairing goes. I don't know.
He also has.
I'm down with that.
Zeke. He also has Zeke up here. Oh, dude. Oh, what's BP in this bitch?
Oh man, Robert Pollard.
What's up, dude? What's up, everybody? Feel free to ask the pros any questions. We got big 1s and 2s here.
No pro. I have no pro. The pros are in the chat right here, blowing up the chat.
Funny. All right. Okay. So Adam also he places in Zeke in the same tier. I mean, I hear you. He's a starting running back.
I don't think. I mean, come on, man.
Nah.
Zeke's going to be. I mean, some of these guys are waiver wire, or excuse me, are flex plays, maybe waiver wire. Ezekiel certainly a waiver wire pick, especially depending on how many people you got in your draft. I ain't drafting him. I'll tell you that. You guys can.
Yep. Well, the good thing about Zeke, when we look at the positives about Zeke, he can catch the ball out of the backfield.
Oh yeah.
He's a really good pass blocking running back. He's probably the best in the league at pass blocking. I'll say this: Zamir White is actually pretty fucking good too. Go ahead.
We know he's not a good center, though. We know he's not a good center.
You had to bring that up. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. God damn, man. They want to hit below the goddamn belt every time.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I know. He's not a good center.
He's not a good center. No.
All right, so let's let me change our banner. I'm over here talking about third and fourth tier running backs. All right, so let's kind of move it up, speed it up a little bit because we are kind of getting behind. All right, so up on the list, we're moving on to actually still tier 5, Mr. Aaron Jones, starting running back now for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't think Alexander Madison is no longer there. He's in Oakland. So it's really his show. But there we go again with the injury thing. You know, I mean, he's going to get the touches. I might put him slightly above the other guys, but I mean, certainly against Zeke. But a lot remains to be seen with these guys. So if you want to take a fly on one of these guys in a late round, and that's what these kind of guys are, right? These are all kind of for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I'd be cool with that, sure.
If DeAndre Swift can put some things together in Chicago, I think if the Chicago in a whole can put some things together, I think DeAndre is going to be a nice pick.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of these. There's a lot of unknown around this list of 7 guys coming off injury, new team, taking touches away from each other. You know, a whole rebuild of the offense. So you got a lot of question marks.
Yeah. Oh, actually, and you know what? I'm tripping. These guys are 4. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So it's still understandable, but the tier 4, obviously, you're starting to see a little bit more of a burst and a little bit more of a ball carrier or a ball handler. Someone's going to get the ball a little bit more.
Yeah,
I would.
The only person that I would move maybe from tier 5 to tier 4, in my opinion, is probably the last guy on there, Jones. I'd knock him up a notch above those other guys if I already had like a top tier. If I get a tier 1 or 2 back as my like bell cow dude, then I'll take a fly on like a Jones to plug in the flex.
Sure.
Depending on if I'm in a 2 RB league, you know, or a flex wide receiver, you know, depending on how my draft goes, you know, just
I got you.
If I've already got a guy, like
agreed, and then you can let it fall to you, right?
You can let it, yeah.
Facts.
Get a tier 1 and a tier 2, and then pick up whoever the hell you want
for plug and play.
For a plug and play, yeah, whatever.
All right. So next on the list, he's got Rachaad White for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just happen to be a fan of his, and when I'm a fan of him, I tend to watch him a lot. So and this dude's kind of dirty on the field. So this would be a dude I would definitely be targeting. Maybe. Cole though, he's really when Leonard Fournette was there. I was like, why are they not giving the ball to Leonard Fournette? Right? Like, you know, watching the game, wanting Leonard to ball. Like, as I'm watching, I was like, oh, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
You know? So
you were saying that Leonard Fournette stuff because you had him on your fantasy team. That's why.
That too, but I was saying that because I thought
get this man the ball. Put him in, coach. Put him in.
I saw somebody say, put in the chat, Zach Moss. I was looking. Do y'all see him on here? I don't see him. I didn't see him on here earlier, unless I am blind. I didn't see him on the list, but I did. He was a tier 4 running back
on the list. No,
I don't see him here though. Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, I don't see him, bro. But look, I see Bijan, Zamir. Either way, he was a tier. Zach Moss was a tier 4.
Oh, he's just not. Oh, I got you. He's just not.
No. He's a tier 4. My bad. I'm sorry. He's not on this tier page right here that I'm sharing. My bad. Chase Brown. Hey, people are. That's a good point, Robbie. I have seen a lot of people on Chase Brown writing Chase Brown in defending him a little bit. He kind of looked good last year when he did play a little bit, but I mean, I do think Moss is a bell cow. I think he can run it in, catch it.
Yeah, Bobby just said that. Bobby said that the Swift and the Bears are going to be trash, and look at him.
Spoken like a true Lions fan.
That's what I was going to say, man.
I'm not even mad at that, bro. I'm not even mad at that. I'm over here watching the Giants offseason on HBO, rooting for them to do dumb shit. And they are. Okay, all right. So moving on. So Zach Moss is a tier 4. Like I said, I couldn't find him on this list. Jalen Warren was also a tier 4. I could not find him, but I did find his running mate, Najee Harris, who he did put as a tier 4 as well. That offense to me, all I can see is that offense is with Kenny Pickett. So I'm gonna need to see something. You know what I'm saying? Now I know Jalen Warren's nice though. I'll say that.
Yeah, and they got what? They got 2 new quarterbacks now.
That's another good point. So they'll be able to pick and play who they want.
And they got a decent receiving core. What do they got? The Pickens and the other dude,
Jamar. Oh wait, no. Oh, you're talking about what is? Oh wait, no. Deontay Johnson's no longer there.
No, but they got that other dude, didn't they? Or didn't they draft somebody? I don't fucking know. I thought they had 2 good dudes like Pickens and one other kind of.
George Pickens is
Robbie will know.
Robbie will know. Robbie.
He said Russ gonna chunk to Pickens
for sure. Mm-hmm. If Russ knows what's good for him.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, I'm fine with Najee there. Again, I'm not going to hinge my draft on Connor and Najee Harris, right? I'm going to expect and target a T1 and T2 guy, and then these guys can kind of ebb and flow with the season because depending on how your draft goes and depending on how many teams you have, some of these guys might be like late round or waiver wire guys. Not if you're in a deep 14 teamer, but if you're in an 8 or 10 team, I mean, my God, some of these 8 and 10 team leagues have, you're starting all T1 and T2s.
Yeah.
I remember my brother or somebody. My brother was in like
a good league,
and he showed me his team, and I was like, "Who the fuck is drafting?" And he's like, "Oh, there's only 8 guys at my office." I'm like, "No wonder your team's fucking amazing." Like.
Perfect. 8 league team, 18 league. Okay.
I'm over here putting Mason Crosby at my tight end spot, and you're fucking running Christian McCaffrey in your flex. Jesus Christ! I mean,
that's a good point, Robbie. They do have the tight end Pat Freiermuth, who we will look at later.
Pat Fryer, yeah.
Zamir White is also a tier 4 running back. He's another question mark in some people's eye. He could be, that guy. I'll say this. I saw a picture of him in the offseason, and buddy's yoked. Like,
oh yeah, he got
like yoked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, like
not really, because I'm pretty small, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So but
hitting the weights
for real though, and supposedly he's a hard worker and he grinds hard. So. We'll see.
Good, gay shit. Good for him. I mean, the running back position, you almost have to these days. What's the average? Like 4 seasons, 5 years, and you're out.
I think it's like 2.5, 3, maybe
2.5 years, and you're fucking gone. You gotta like.
That's that, and you know what? People get mad at them when they go try to get their money.
Yeah, I mean they're
looking at the team shit. 3 seasons, Robbie. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn. 3 seasons and that's it, bro. That's something else. Like, you bet.
Robbie didn't tell me that. He's just saying that in the chat, bro. Chill.
Okay, so all right, I think that was. Oh wait, no. Here we go. We got a couple more to throw in here. Mr. Actually, I don't see him on here. Do y'all see Raheem Mostert on here?
Ooh,
I don't see Raheem on here. Him in.
who is that? Rashad? Is that?
No, I don't see him.
I don't
But
see
they
it.
do. Oh wait, I that's not Zamir. I'm sorry. This is Zamir. I'm tripping. Zamir White was on there, and then all right. So let's just well, the next one was Raheem Mostert. He's not on there. Let's move to tier 3 because I think these start to get a little bit more exciting in people's eyes. I think we'll start with Mr. Ramondre Stevenson, who in my opinion is one of the few 3-down running backs in the league, like who can really be a 3-down running back. You know what I'm saying? Like if you
And
need
he's
an
probably the best running back on a bad team on the
sure
whole list.
so far.
I mean, all your top guys are typically on playoff and deep playoff running teams,
Sure. Yeah. Good
right?
point.
You know,
He was still putting up
team
decent.
matters.
He's still putting
But
up decent points on shitty teams.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I would look at him and be like, well, I fucking like the Patriots suck, but like he's decent.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
remember last year, yeah, he had some huge games and they still got
Like Zeke. I mean, to me, he's almost. I think he may be a little bit bigger than Zeke, but to me, they're almost like the same thing. He's just a little bit faster. He can catch the ball. He can pass block. He can do all that good stuff that you want. He's low key smart. So, all right. So next on the list, and I'm not gonna say he's one of my favorite, but I jumped on this dude's bandwagon like 2 years ago. Kenneth Walker, and he's a good back, dude. He's another one who could be a 3-down back if they let him, but he is a little injury prone if you ask me. So that could be a reason to stay away from someone like that. But I mean, he was the primary back. His backup Zach Charbonnet, who does catch the ball a little bit, and he's actually swolled up too, but he never really like dug into his production into Kenneth Walker's production last year. So in my eyes, is a good bet. Let's see, pulled it up, average nearly 15 carries a game and 2 catches per game last season. That's decent production from a good running back.
Yeah. I mean, and to the injury prone thing, like,
goddamn.
Oh my god, bro! These dudes.
Hey,
we don't know them. We don't know them.
Pete is. I think Pete's low key tight coach though. He'd be like trying to scare his players and do all them pranks and shit.
I will say though, bro, to the injury prone thing. I mean, I guess if you're relying on that as your like main back, you know, like you could take a chance if you think he's gonna have a breakout year. But I took Christian McCaffrey the year after he had those like 2 kind of cut up nothing seasons where he got hurt.
Oh yeah,
and everybody, I remember people saying, like, "Oh, he's injury prone, bro. I'd stay away. I won the league." You know what I mean? Like,
I totally understand that.
He's injury prone until he's not. Until he has.
I was probably one of those guys that was probably saying, "Dude, stay away."
Yeah,
because I had him both those literally back-to-back years. I was like, "No."
Yeah.
Okay. So let me move this. All right. So moving on. In the tier 3, we got Mr. Isaiah Pacheco on the Kansas City Chiefs. Honestly, I've had him in a couple leagues, and then last year he really got the ball a lot more than you expect. You know what I'm saying? Like out of nowhere, when I'm watching the game, steadily running the rock. Now, last year could have been different based off of the Chiefs' makeup as a team in whole. Their shitty wide receivers, or not. Well, I guess, yeah, last year they were just shitty. The wide receivers were shitty, right? I don't think they had any good ones.
Yeah.
But either way, I think that this year, that could help him on the run game.
Yeah. He would, having Mahomes is just such a anytime this guy can like get the ball and turn a 5-yard catch into, or just turn like a little shovel pass or whatever, some little dink and dunk thing into 30 yards or whatever. It's like that offense is just,
so
even when
helpful.
they have shitty receivers or whatever, plug and play running backs, they still move. So,
all right, let's throw in the next one. I'm trying to find the next one. Here we go. Robbie says, "You know I love Worthy, but KC struggles this year. Watch, okay? I can't see it, but
yeah,
I'll believe it when I see it because
I'm not betting on that, but I'll take the word for it.
I just, God, that's a lot of firepower on that offense, man. You just mentioned Worthy, Marquise Brown, like that right there to me. Rashee Rice, I know he's going to probably be out for the first 2 games, but and then Pacheco. Either way, we could have a whole show just talking about them.
Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? I mean Kelsey. Sorry,
Taylor Kelsey.
Robbie's wrong all the time. Don't listen to him,
bro. All right, so the next running back they have, and bro, tell me he's on here. And if he's not on here, bro, I'm gonna be like, do you see the running back for the Houston Texans, Mr. Joe Mixon?
Joey Mix.
Mm-hmm. I know that. I know
Robbie's favorite. That's Robbie's favorite running back right there, Joe Mixon.
Are you being facetious or?
No, I'm being serious. Oh. That's Robbie's like favorite.
No,
I can't say. I don't see Joe Mixon. Hold on. How do they not have Joe Mixon?
Oh, right here. I just put him on here. Look.
Oh, there he goes.
Boom.
My bad. I was looking down at the bottom.
Well, I mean, he's on a new team this year on the Texans. That could either hurt or help him, depending on what they plan on doing. They have a dirty receiving core, so that could help him in the run game. I mean, we saw what he did with Cincinnati in Joey B.
Yeah.
What do you think? How are you feeling as a Texans fan?
On paper, I feel great. I mean, it's the best I've ever felt.
What about with Joe Mixon as a running back compared to, what was the other guy's name? I can't remember. Clark?
Singletary?
Well, Singletary, yeah, Singletary's at the Giants now, but who was the other guy?
I was talking about who we had last year. We had Singletary.
Yeah, Singletary and another
Damian Pierce.
That's who it was. Yeah. So Joe Mixon, Singletary, Pierce. What do you think? Mixon?
I mean, Joe Mixon for sure.
But I like that. But the Texans ranked 12th in total carries and red zone attempts for backs last year. So,
and that goes up. And CJ Stroud, he does an amazing job of like distributing the ball and like going through all of his options like downfield. So I think he could get
he's got such a great pocket presence, bro.
Dude, for sure. And so like if there's a play drawn up and he doesn't see anything downfield, Joe Mixon is there for just like that dump off, you know what I mean? To get a couple catches that way.
Yep.
I think we will run the ball better and more effectively now with a guy like Joe Mixon. So I'm high on the Texans offense as a whole. And that I would tier 3 is probably right there for him. A lot of question marks, maybe a fringe tier 2 if the Texans can blow it up, but we'll see.
All right, next one, Mr. Josh Jacobs for the Oakland Raiders.
It's the Vegas Raiders, bro.
Shit. I was trying to hit you with that Chris Berman, dog.
Yeah.
So, I mean, wait, he's not with the Raiders, bro. He's with the Packers. See? That's what we're doing over here. Joins the Packers after 5 years with the Raiders, dude. And despite us, I mean, his touch count in Oakland. God damn, I got some in my eye. His touch count in Oakland, he would get when he was healthy, he would get the rock a lot, dude. And I know that because PK would always have him and always be like, Josh Jacobs. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. I'm just reading the chat, going back to something Bob said, and he's right. I mean, and I didn't even think about this, but like we always look at like all the sexy pieces, the wide receivers, the quarterback, the big names. But like he said, the Texans' own line is healthy this year, going back to Mixon, I mean, that makes a difference, bro. We had the most cut up line last year, and Stroud and company did what they did, even still. So it's like, man.
And to that point, I remember you telling me that our very first time on this thing, talking to me about the offensive line playing dominoes, mixing people around, shuffling around, all that shit all year. So
we had the most. I think we had the most at one point in the season. I don't know if it ended that way. Like once we got a little bit more healthy, but like halfway through the season, we had the most starting line changes of any team.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yep.
We were playing third string center, second string guards on the side of him, and then one would come back and the tackle would get hurt, and then they'd sub a guy. I mean, it was all crazy. But anyway, I like Josh Jacobs. Yeah, he's a beast.
Agreed. One thing to remember though. Yeah. Yep.
I saw him live, dude. I'd go see him live play games. Yeah, he's good.
He will be sharing the backfield with AJ Dillon, Mr. Tree Trunk Leg. So, and then they also drafted a running back, Marshawn Lloyd. So that's the Packers' new backfield without Aaron Jones, which is it's kind of weird for me to think, but I can't believe it.
AJ Dillon is a massive card collector.
Oh, is he? Oh, no, I did not know that. I know he's a massive gamer too. I know he likes
to. He's a fan of the hobby. He's a fan of he plays games and shit. Awesome. Stream shit. Opens like pack, shows his graded cards off and shit. So.
All right, so let's move on.
Top 2 tiers.
Tier 2. Okay. First up on the list, and I say not first, but like working my way up. So this is like his 14th or 13th person. He has Alvin Kamara on the list, who, in my opinion, is one of the best overall backs in the league based off of what he's previously done. Mm-hmm. He's one of the backs who is also not always hurt. I mean, I know he was hurt a lot last year, but he tends to play a lot of the year, whether he does miss 1 or 2 games when he did have like Mark Ingram or whatever.
I feel like that's because the Saints are always playing in meaningful games. I don't think the Saints will be 7-7. They'll be 8-8. They'll be 5-5. Like they will always be right there in the mix of something for like a while. They're not going to be 10-0 and like start resting motherfuckers.
The thing about Alvin is that like last year was considered a down year for him, right?
Right.
700 yards, 75 receptions. I mean, that right there is alone and carries fantasy value. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can, even if you're not scoring touchdowns and you start this guy, maybe you don't draft him high, but if you get him in a good round, that's 75 catches is pretty good for 1 year. They were a lot of checkdowns.
in PPR leagues.
I should say, to be fair, I remember they were a lot of checkdowns. Derek Carr could be checkdown king.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. And if they wouldn't have checkdowns, there were a lot of screens. But that's football. If you're going to be behind, they're going to dump it off to the running back quite a bit.
That must run in the Carr family because his brother did that a hell of a lot in Houston, dude. God bless. See, that's what I'm used to. I'm used to us having a down year and ducking it off to the running back. Having a good offense and a quarterback, I don't even know what to do with myself.
Don't know what that is, huh?
I have no idea. Never seen it.
No.
But yeah, I like Alvin Kamara. He's bottom. He's fringe tier 2, T3 for me.
Yeah, I like.
I would pick Mixon. I would pick Pacheco over Kamara probably. Maybe
just
not
based off of like the team and how you think he would perform. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
I like that.
Team dynamic offense, like who the
Okay,
I would put Mixon and Pacheco over Kamara, but I don't know.
Sure. So next they have Devon Achane, but obviously we don't see him on here, or I don't see him on here at least. So couldn't find him, but at least you do know that Devon Achane is going to be splitting the backfield with Mostert, who I'm not going to say for sure. Obviously, if they're both healthy throughout the year, it'll probably be a 50-50 split. But if something happens to Mostert, you already know Achane is Achane.
Hey, Frankie Knuckles just said, yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Stuff take out, bro.
Yep. And to be fair, Frankie, maybe it wasn't a breakout season last year. He balled last year. He did it. He had a great year.
Move him up to T2. We can move him up to T2. I would. There you go.
Pacheco?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's right. Yeah. Appreciate that, chat.
And then he also, so next on his list, he also has.
Yeah, that's true, Bobby. Dolphins might go 3 deep. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that offense though, they scored what they put up like 70. They put up 50 like once last year.
Dangerous. And
everybody's got enough to go around.
I was just about to say, you got nothing but speed left and right, dude.
It's unbelievable. It really
That's a good point, Robbie. Defense is bad. Now, have they addressed it this year? I feel like they just said, "Nah, we're gonna get our wide receiver signed." Mr. Jalen Waddle signed that contract. I don't know. All right, hey, the next one, the next running back. Go ahead, James. Before I move to the next.
Oh no, I was saying go to the next one.
Right, the next running back.
I think our list is pretty good.
Okay, I'll just be flat out honest. I don't believe that this guy will be here, but he has Mr. James Cook at a tier two running back. Now, I know Josh Allen is a monster. I know they're going to be running a lot of pass plays. I know he'll probably be getting check downs. They even ran the ball a lot to him. I don't feel like he's going to be able to be there throughout the whole year. But I know we don't draft people based off them accidentally getting injured and stuff like that. But
yeah, I don't feel confident ahead of some of those other guys to take him in a tier 2 slot, right?
That's probably the best way. That's probably the best way to say it is he a better person to take over a Joe Mixon, a Ramondre Stevenson? Now Stevenson maybe because of that offense, but like the good thing about the Bills is that offense is going to be high powered, right?
Yeah. That is true, and pairing up a good running back with a quarterback like Josh Allen, like I don't know if I could swing it depending on who I got. Like if Walker is staring me in the face, you're telling me I'm not going to I'd probably take him over. I really would. I don't know.
Chat's liking him. So a little bit of context. This is his third year. Last year he finished the running back. He finished among running backs 12th amongst all running backs. So Joe Brady has been promoted, just like they said in the chat. Joe Brady's been promoted to offensive coordinator. I mean, we'll see, bro. We'll see.
Watch him fall to me in like every draft that I'm in, and I'm just like, all right, I'll take him. And Robbie's like, dude, what the hell? You said you were going to go for this guy.
Smoke. It's all smoke.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Name a Bills wide receiver, Keon Coleman, who I'm not gonna get into it, but he looks a little. That's another one. Dalton K too, bro.
Dalton K.
Cole. He cold, bro. He cold.
Oh yeah.
Keon Coleman remind me a little bit of Larry Fitz. It's early. I know. I'm saying body type, size wise, how he runs, how he looks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You said that last time.
I did.
He was like, yeah, when we were talking about the quarterbacks and who the quarterbacks had to throw to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So okay, next on the list to keep it moving. I think we'll all agree on this one. I think he has Derrick Henry.
Until proven otherwise, that guy's a fucking load. I'll tell you that.
I have not seen we got a Kenneth Walker for sure. But when talking about Derrick Henry, everyone you talk about like that running back wall, they have all these carries. This fool has gotten so many carries from high school to college to now, and it's like
another Bama guy. Let's go.
Yep. I was. Oh, let's throw that up there. I just think those wide receivers BP is gonna help the run game. Patty, did y'all see that? Did y'all see the highlight from practice the other day? Him throwing that fucking Dilfer dime to Worthy in the end zone in practice, just so effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? Just
wait, who?
Patty. Let's go. But okay, so Derrick Henry playing with Lamar, they've got Zay Flowers. Supposedly now you're going to hear stuff like this all the time, but what's wide receiver number the second wide receiver for the Baltimore? God damn, I can't think of his name right now, but he's been balling in practice.
Rashad Bateman.
Rashard Bateman, let's go. Rashard Bateman. Supposedly he's been looking kind of dirty in practice, so we'll see. Let's go. There it is, Robbie. Yep.
Bateman, bro. I remember Zamir White gonna kill volume over talent.
They gave him a lot of volume last year too, honestly. Yep, Bateman. Yep. Supposedly he's been looking good in practice. The only pro tip: get on like either Twitter or Threads or one of the searching platforms and search for the bloggers in the city that do the sports bloggers, and they just like post like highlights of practice and all that stuff, so you can see like all the kinds of cool stuff. Pro tip.
Yeah, like the fight that happened at Texans practice today or yesterday or something.
I saw them vibing though at the beginning of practice. They were all out there like they said. I saw the caption said it ain't felt this good in Houston in a minute. I said, damn.
Until the season starts, okay. We've heard this before. You got to prove it to me, man. I've got my hopes up before. I'm not. Not my first rodeo.
Okay. All right. Keeping it moving. We got Mr. Travis Etienne for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who
yes, sir.
I think somebody just talked about volume.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get a lot of volume, and he's talented.
He's quick, catching the ball out of the backfield, good runner. I mean,
a little injury prone. But
again, I mean,
all running backs tend to.
That's probably when I think of a tier 2 back, that's who I think about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Solid tier 2. I like that. Yep. He's good for sure.
He's got, when your whole team has weapons, it obviously helps everyone else, honestly. I mean, even last year he was a running back 1 status. He had the 3rd most touches in the league, talking about runs and catches.
That's what I'm saying. He gets the ball thrown to him. He gets it out of the backfield. He gets it in the red zone. He gets it on the 50-yard line. He gets it. I mean, come on.
Thank you.
The guy is fucking amazing. Yeah.
And okay, so I don't see him on here, but I'm going to use this guy right here as him because this is Darrell Henderson, but it's not. We're not doing Darrell Henderson. It's actually Kyron Williams, running back for same team, the Rams. I don't think Darrell Henderson's on there no more. But so Kyron Williams now the starter over there. They did draft Blake Corum from Michigan. BP, shout out. Robbie thinks it's going to be a split with Corum. But now that's interesting. I tend to think that you're right. Harbaugh's there. He wants to run the ball. He wants to protect Herbert. Let's just pound it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think so too. And then Kyron Williams, they ran it heavily last year with Kyron. So Blake the Great takes over. You think so? Okay.
Rams are my upset pick to win that division, by the way.
Oh, I like that. I don't know if y'all used to watch Fantasy Focus. It was like the very first fantasy podcast I used to ever watch. And they used to put like bets on the board. They say, put it on the board. Matthew Berry and all those guys. Yep. Anyways, Let me show my age. All right. The next one on his new team, Mr. Saquon Barkley. Now you speaking my language, because this dude on the Giants is dirty. On the Eagles, in my opinion, can only do more, right?
Yeah.
More superior offense.
Yeah.
A better quarterback, better wide receivers.
Yeah.
One of the best offensive lines in the league. Now they are missing Kelsey. Kelsey did bounce, but I mean, his last year's numbers were kind of bad, but the Giants in the whole were bad. He still ended with averaging 15.9 fantasy points a game. I know.
Yeah,
I kind of am too, really. Robbie says he's torn.
I'm not. I would take Saquon in a heartbeat on the Eagles. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Robbie? Is it the offense? Like you don't know who's going to get it type shit from week to week. So I want to eat but smell trap, like injury trap maybe, or like too many people eating in that offense trap. Because I mean, there's so many times where it's like, 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, where they could run it, but they just straight up throw a bomb to AJ Brown instead. And then they just run the push tush on the 4th down.
Yeah, I was going to say, or when it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, they just push Jalen Hurts in the ass, and they get across the line.
Yeah,
but Saquon Barkley is going to get his. Come on, he's going to get his. So
yeah, yep.
I think that's a solid T2 pick as well.
Agreed.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, two more on this list. We have Mr. Jonathan Taylor, who, I mean, doesn't need an intro. Everybody knows his All-Pro season in 2021.
Yeah.
His other 3 seasons have been good. One plagued by an injury, but 24 touchdowns in 36 games sounds pretty good to me. I mean, he's a fast back. He's a league winning. Literally, I said league winning back, and Robbie throws it in there. I don't know if he was talking about him, but in my opinion, he's one of those guys. That offense is going to be. He said no league winner. That offense is going to be low key scary if everyone can stay healthy, for real.
Speaking of league winners, I'm curious to see who won my league last year.
I'm torn on the Barkley hype. He's finished a full season one time, no receiving upside or goal line work. I hear you. I'll say this. I had Barkley last year for the Giants. I feel like he did get the ball. I feel like he did get some receiving work. I could be wrong. I feel like he did. Goal line work, yeah, dude. I don't know why he wasn't getting a lot of – I agreed with you there. There was times where I was like, bro, what the fuck? I don't know. But I kind of just chalked that up to the Giants being the Giants.
Yeah.
I'm hoping actually, no, I'm not hoping he does better in Philly.
So I just looked at the champion, the guy who won the Mega League last year. The 2 running backs, I wanted to see who the running backs he had. He had Jahmyr Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor.
So that's an absolutely great segue into the next person. Jahmyr Gibbs.
The champion had those 2 guys. So.
Yep. Mr. Boy, if y'all get as excited to watch him as I do, like,
yeah, he's nice.
Boy, he's so fun to watch, and just to have somebody like that on your team, but that shit just makes Sunday fun as fuck.
Bobby, what do you think about Jahmyr Gibbs?
Go. Oh, come on. I don't think we have enough time. Like, hey, let me send you an invite to this bitch so you can talk it out on here, please.
Yeah, for real.
I'm starting to get there too, though.
Robbie, how many targets do you have? Frankie Knuckles said that JT is his target this season. Robbie was like, yeah, mine too.
Hey, listen. Hey.
Robbie's apparently targeting everybody this year.
Oh, hey, listen. You want to see my list is going to be just one solid highlighted yellow.
Yeah, boy, yeah. If I can get him here, that's really what it is. If you can get the guy and, like, where you can draft them, you know what I mean? Like, not reaching and trying to put together a balanced roster.
Yeah. All right, so we are down now.
Tier 2, yeah.
We are moving on to tier 1.
Yep.
Now, we'll start with this guy from the University of Texas, Mr. Bijan Robinson.
A lot of question marks with that offense, but
there is a lot of question marks with that offense last year, and with that whole.
Well, yeah, I mean,
coaching crew. There's question marks, right? Like, you don't know how Raheem Morris is going to do it. But I'll say this: we know the talent's there.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
This guy. There was a game last year. Now, granted, I didn't draft him in any leagues, but I picked him a lot in daily fantasy for money. And there was one game, specifically, I can remember where Buddy didn't have a carry.
Or he had zero, like
Zero
literally.
carries in the first half, and then he got one carry in the second half, and then the coach's excuse was he had a headache. I said, huh?
Bro, I got a headache right now, and I'm doing this. Come on now.
So like, goddamn, like my head is pounding. Worked all day. So no, but I mean, he had an underwhelming season, but he's a first round guy that you can't pass up on. He finished fifth among running backs in snaps, sixth in yards, and ninth in fantasy points last year. So even on a down year, he's still getting the rock and still putting up points.
A down year, but that was his rookie year, right?
He's only a year.
Yeah, he's only one year.
So his only where to go is up, right? Maybe. Well, he's got Kirk Cousins there, and then you know, Zach Robinson's now the play caller. I didn't even realize Zach Robinson was play calling. So, all right.
Bijan.
Next up.
Oh, the chat's tripping me out. Breeze.
I know I know we got one guy in the chat right now talking about Breeze. I think
he talk about fun to watch, dude. He is fun to watch, bro.
Exciting, dude. And you could see him getting better and better last year with no quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what's so, bro. When you're watching these guys get like steadily improving, even though they don't have like help around them.
Yeah. Well, because they would stack the box and he would get 60 yards. I was like, how did he just get out of that?
From week 5 onwards, Hall was off. He was off the snap count, averaged 20.5 touches and 21 fantasy points per game. The final 13 games.
That's what I'm saying. The dude
poor run blocking, still led all running backs targets, receptions, and receiving yards last year. That's production. I mean, that's why they just signed Aaron Rodgers is now back. Now, Aaron Rodgers is a whole different story. We'll talk about that. That might need its own video. Have you heard the stories about him? What's going on? Supposedly he was seeing like the boogeyman type shit from like a bad trip on shrooms. I don't know. That's just what I saw.
Robbie, care to
elaborate?
Care to tell us what that's like? I'm sorry.
Kind of want to know. Does anybody have any insight with any of this stuff?
Oh yeah.
He did look.
Did he really say that? Was it a really? Did he really say that was a bad trip or something?
1,000%. That, from my understanding, he went on some sort of travel trip.
He went on one of those. Yes. I thought he had he went on the ayahuasca journey or some shit.
That's what it was. He went on.
I heard he had like a life-changing, like good experience with
that. Was like last year.
Oh, he did it again?
This was like, from my understanding, that's all I can say is from what I've understood and what I've seen from, I think it was like a month ago, he went on another one.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, he had a bad trip. And when he came back, he kept seeing supposedly like shadows over his shoulders, and like, I don't know, people on Twitter were calling it the boogeyman type shit. I don't fucking know. Anyways, long story short, he had to leave. He couldn't make it to training camp because he had to go to another trip to try to get that shit cured. So
it sounds like he's just addicted now.
I don't know that
that's what it sounds like.
Listen,
I smoked weed, but it was not good. I had to smoke it again.
So I could be good. Now, coach, I'm here.
And then like, so now I'm change the thing. We're on the top tier now, right?
That's thinking. No, hey, we're on the last one.
Oh my god, yeah, top tier. I didn't hear that about Aaron Rodgers, but that's funny, bro. That's so funny.
Look, last but not least, boys, and I think we all know who it is. CMC. Mr. Christian McCaffrey, what is there to say? We know he's in a run, basically a run first offense. He now has a quarterback that has a full year under his belt who can
2 years, isn't it?
Two full years. Was it 2 full years?
Or
yeah.
2.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Isn't it 2?
Yeah.
A year and a half at least. Shit. Yeah, 2 full years.
Led the league last year, averaging 24.5 fantasy points in game, and finished 3rd overall in fantasy points. 391. That's 3rd overall. That's including quarterbacks. That's including QBs. So
that's insane.
we got somebody in the chat saying Madden curse.
Madden curse.
So I mean, he really excelled last year, ranking first in rushing yards, 1,450, 77 missed tackles, 21 touchdowns, and ranking second in receiving yards among backs, 564. I mean, when you're getting production from running the ball and receiving, and if you're in a PPR league,
you got to take him. That's your
he's
the top 2 pick.
So, with that said, let me just move right into it. Prediction on the prediction side, and I'll stop sharing. Let me get us back right. Oops, where are we at here?
There you go.
There we go. On the prediction side, so instead of if you're familiar with the show, we usually do I traded CMC. First round I picked for Swift and Dobbs. Okay. Hey, so you're feeling good about DeAndre Swift on the Bears then? I mean, I could totally see him having a fucking great year.
I mean, and that's taking a chance. Sometimes, right? You got to take a chance like that to win your league.
That's a great point.
So if you think that, who knows?
And in the young receiving core right now for the Packers, one of those dudes is going to step up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's another receiver over there, Wicks, who's low key good. Mm-hmm. Romeo Dobbs, and I believe there's who's the main guy? Christian. Robbie, who are we talking about? The fast dude pulls his hammy all the time. God dang it, brain fart. Christian
Woods, isn't it? Right?
Isn't Christian Wood a basketball player? Hey, chat, help us out.
I said Joe Montana. I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know. I like ball sports, okay? Come on.
Watson. That's what it is.
I knew Watson. It started with a W. I told you.
Slammy, simmy, sippy, slappy, Samsonite.
I was way off.
Christian Watson. Yes, sir. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you.
Don Julio. Don Julio got me. Frankie Knuckles. Hey, Frankie Knuckles. How you doing, huh? Frankie Knuckles, huh?
Okay. Okay, so the prediction wise, we usually do at the end of the show, we usually do a prediction where we put our best bet down, our lock it in bet, throw some bread down and lock it in, right? But instead of that today, for each one of the tier show, we're going to do who's going to be the top 2, top 3 running backs that we like. Specifically, who do we think are going to be the top 3? Let's do the 3. I think last show for quarterbacks we did 1, but let's do the top 3 running backs that will finish the fantasy season 1, 2, and 3. To be completely honest, I've put maybe 3 minutes of thought into this, so I don't know, but from my thought,
than me, I'm just going with my gut.
Assuming everyone's healthy as always, I think Christian McCaffrey is going to be obviously up there. This is no specific order. To Bob's delight, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be up there this year. I think he's going to get a lot more opportunities this year too. Even though Montgomery he's a good back, I think Gibbs is going to get a lot more receiving options and running the ball. I think he's going to do a lot more in the receiving game too. So we'll see there. And then last but not least, Derrick Henry. Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid a little too much, but I mean, we know who the quarterback is. We know who the offensive coordinator is. We know type of offense they run. Like, I think those 3 would be top 3.
Yeah. Who was the first guy on the? Oh, yeah, no, not the first guy. So what? Top 3?
Hey, we appreciate it, Don. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Don Julio. Okay. Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Breece Hall. And a breakout guy into the top 3. I really think that that A-Chain could get up there.
I like the. I could be tripping on the Breece Hall thing. That's a good. I just read off the stats.
Yeah, I think Breece Hall's top top 3, top 2. Fuck, he may even be 1. But if we're going 3 in no specific order, I think A-Chain could break in the top.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey's a fucking workhorse, and Breece Hall is his 3rd year. And this third year, third time's the charm, dog. He's gonna establish himself with a healthy, tripping Aaron Rodgers.
With that, we will sign off. I love y'all. I miss y'all.
Come back next week, Don Julio.
Come back for the next one. James.
Yeah, man.